Evening, everyone. Welcome to The Next Revolution. We are pro-worker, pro-family, pro-community, and especially pro-America. On Friday, Michael Moore was on with Bill Maher. And yeah, I know, Michael Moore, but there's something about the way he talked this time that I found kind of chilling, to be honest.
I think that there is going to be such a landslide against the traitors. 1993, Canada voted every conservative member in Parliament, except for two, out of office. Gone. All of them, except for two. And 4 years later, in Great Britain, 1997, every conservative member of the British Parliament in Scotland, in Wales, and from Northern Ireland were all thrown out of office.
A landslide against the traitors. That's how they talk these days. At least Bill Maher put him in his place.
All right, shut the up. Shut up right now.
Yeah, exactly. But if only it were just Michael Moore. This kind of extremism is now mainstream from the Democrats. We saw it from Biden in the divisive, demagogic red rant a few weeks ago.
The MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic, and that is a threat to this country.
Their justification, if you can call it that, for all this disturbing rhetorical escalation is January the 6th. But the same person spouting that extremist madness in Philadelphia also said this after January the 6th.
On this January day, my whole soul is in this, bringing America together, uniting our people, uniting our nation. We must end this uncivil war.
He didn't end it. In fact, he did the exact opposite. And now in these midterms, he's recklessly exploiting America's fault lines for his own partisan advantage. It's become almost pathological, the way they do the exact thing they accuse everyone else of. That's why they allowed mobs of militant protesters to illegally demonstrate outside Supreme Court justices' homes over a decision they didn't like. Why they weaponized the DOJ and the FBI to go after their political opponents. Pushed law enforcement onto concerned parents, now branded domestic terrorists, at the same time pulling law enforcement off actual criminals, defunding the police, demoralizing the police with pro-criminal district attorneys, letting America's cities descend into squalor, crime and chaos. They want a new army of IRS agents, training them in armed combat, no doubt to pursue political opponents, while allowing their own billionaire pro-crime activist, George Soros, to avoid taxes through partisan voter registration schemes that illegally abuse charity law. Time after time, they push policies to control everyone else, but not themselves, closing public schools while their kids' private schools stay open, pushing gun control while stashing their own guns in their own homes, defunding the police while they travel around with their own armed private security, championing illegal immigration, but only in your town, not theirs. They call Republicans violent extremists. But it was a Democrat politician in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago who brutally murdered a journalist investigating his corruption. This week, an 18-year-old was brutally murdered, mowed down by a man who claimed he did it because he thought the teen was part of a Republican extremist group. Not a word from Biden condemning political violence carried out by Democrats. Under Biden, the Democrats have descended into the absolute depths of political cynicism and extremism. Exactly what you'd expect from a weak, corrupt, mediocre machine politician totally controlled by his hard-left activist base. Unbelievably, Biden still brags about how bipartisan he wants to be. But guess how many Republicans he thinks should be left in office?
Every single American needs to return the favor and vote them out of office.
Who should be voted out of office? Which Republicans does Biden think needs to stay? The MAGA Republicans? The ones he keeps going on about? No, here are the Republicans Biden wants voted out of office.
Look, hear this, America. Every single Republican, everyone, Every single one. Vote them out of office.
He wants every single Republican voted out of office. Who does that sound like? Yeah, Michael Moore, as we just saw. Even Bill Maher had to tell him to shut the F up with his deranged partisan ranting. Who's going to say that to Biden? Vote out every single Republican? That is the demented raving of a dictator who wants a one-party state. And these are the people who lecture us about saving democracy. Imagine if Republicans talk like this, calling for every single Democrat to be removed from office. What would Biden call them? Let's see. Oh, how about semi-fascists? Yeah, he'd probably say that. Honestly, these people are beyond contempt. Every speech Biden makes, every insult he hurls, every time he sets his own justice system onto his political opponents, he sinks further into the mud. It is disgraceful. He's a disgrace. Truly a disgrace. Let's be better than him. Let's be better than them. As I said on Friday, Americans are sick of the extremism. They want practical, common sense policies that solve problems, not ideological crusades.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.